Say hi, that's Madison. She's helping me. Rude. Oh god. Nope, that's not good. Maddie, no. You're such a bad girl, you're not helping me. Oh. Okay, I fed my cat, so we should finally have no more interruptions. So today I just wanted to show you some successes I've had with growing orchids in water culture. And what inspired me to make this video is this orchid. So I posted a photo of it on a forum, and I asked what people thought this growth was. Because it's growing this leaf, and then it shot this thing out, which is not a normal leaf at all, and then there's a new leaf coming up out of the crown. So I just posted a photo and I asked people what they thought it was. And it turned into a huge debate about water culture, and people were telling me that I shouldn't be growing my orchids this way, and I should do this or that. And all I asked was a simple question. And I found that kind of rude. I didn't want to have to defend water culture. I was just asking what people thought this growth was. So, I want to show you how healthy my orchids are in water culture. Despite the weird growth on this orchid, it's doing really well. I got it on clearance at Lowe's, and you can see how damaged the leaves are. This one's all torn up and misshapen, and this one severely dehydrated and has no shape. But it is throwing up growth. Whether or not it's normal growth, that's debatable, but it's growing. And it has a bunch of roots popping out. When I first transferred this orchid, all the roots but one died, and so I was afraid of losing it. So I tried water culture, and now it has 3 new roots growing, and I'm happy with the results, and we'll just have to see where it goes. This is the first orchid that I transferred into water culture, and it's pretty much the same story as the other one, where I repotted it, and all but one root died. And once again, I didn't want to lose my orchid. So I tried water culture, and it was dormant for about 6 months before I saw any growth at all. And now it has 4 new roots growing, and there's a growth tip on that old root, and it's developing a leaf, as you can see. This one is another clearance orchid. Thankfully, it was just because it was out of bloom and not the fact that it looked like it was dying. So it was a really healthy orchid to transfer. It had a new leaf that was pretty big, and it had a good root system. And as you can see, it has a bunch new root tips, and this leaf is getting bigger every day. So the healthier your orchid is, the easier it is to transfer it into water culture. This is another clearance orchid, and it is the last Phalaenopsis I will show you. Despite the damaged leaves, this is a healthy orchid, and it was on clearance because it was out of bloom. And it had a good root system, and a lot of the roots remained on the orchid. A lot of them I had to cut back, but it still has good roots. You can see how large that one is getting. And it decided to surprise me by growing a new leaf. This is Miltoniopsis white truffle bright eyes. My parents got it for me when we went to a local orchid show, and it is the most expensive orchid I have. I think it was 35 bucks. I was kind of worried about getting it because I heard a lot of growers were having trouble with it, that they would do well for a while and then just straight up die. And it seems like they don't do well normally in household conditions. I wanted to do full water culture with it because they like to have their roots evenly moist constantly. And I knew if I planted it in bark media, there was no way I was going to be able to do that. And the plant was going to die because of that. So I tried full water culture, and some leaves have died, I'm not going to lie, and all the roots did die back. But now it's sending up really healthy looking new roots, and it also has a bunch of new pseudobulbs forming off the sides. So this is the only full water culture orchid I'm showing you today, but I'm super happy with the results and excited to see if I will be able to maintain this Miltoniopsis as time goes on. This is Tolumnia bravonala beauty. I also got it at the orchid show. And even though the flowers have all died off, the spike is still alive and branching off. And this plant is sending off new vegetative growth. So I'm super happy with the state of this plant. So these are the last two orchids that I'm going to be showing you. Both are Dendrobium phalaenopsis that I got from the same grocery store. This one is supposedly Dendrobium burana jade hybrid. This plant managed to maintain its leaves, and it's sending out a bunch of new canes, as well as new roots, but it's hard to see on this guy. This one, on the other hand, was severely dehydrated and lost all of its leaves, but I'm not too worried because it has this really healthy cane growing. Always remember that it doesn't matter how you grow your orchids as long as they're doing well and are happy. So always remember to keep an open mind, and I'll see you around. Bye!